Have you ever set your alarm for 5 a.m. with big plans, only to hit snooze and wake up at 8? Feeling guilty? Maybe you've read that. Successful people wake up early. You've tried it yourself. Maybe once, twice, 10 times, but you always go back to your old habits. You tell yourself, I'm just not a morning person. I need my sleep. But what if I told you that the first hour of your day holds the power to change your entire life? What if one man's story could prove that your destiny is decided before the sun rises? This is the story of a man who had nothing until 5 a.m. became his secret weapon. Stay with me until the end, because this might be the wake-up call you've been waiting for. In a small industrial town where factories hummed day and night, there lived a 32-year-old man named Thomas. Thomas worked as a night security guard at a textile warehouse. Every evening at 8 p.m., he arrived at the gate. Every morning at 6 a.m., exhausted and drained, he went home to sleep. His salary was barely enough. He lived in a tiny one-room apartment with a broken fan, a mattress on the floor, and a single flickering light bulb. His clothes were old. His shoes had holes. But more than physical poverty, Thomas suffered from something deeper. He felt trapped. Every morning, as he walked home past the sleeping town, he saw other people's lives through their windows. Families having breakfast, children getting ready for school, men in clean shirts heading to office jobs. And Thomas would think, will this be my life forever? Walking home while everyone else is waking up to their dreams. He had tried to change. He applied for better jobs, but with only a high school education, every door closed. He wanted to learn new skills, but after working all night, he was too tired for anything except sleep. His mother, who lived in the countryside, would call him once a week. Thomas, my son, when will your life get better? I'm getting old. I want to see you succeed before I die. Thomas would force cheerfulness into his voice. Soon, Mama, soon. I'm working on it. But he wasn't, because he didn't know how. The truth that haunted him most was this. He wasn't lazy. He worked hard every single night, walking miles, staying alert, doing his duty. But hard work alone wasn't changing anything. He was working hard in a life that was going nowhere. And every morning as he collapsed into bed around 7 a.m., sleeping until 4 p.m., he felt like he was living backwards. The world moved forward while he slept through it. One thought kept returning, like a whisper he couldn't ignore. There has to be another way. But what? One cold Tuesday morning in November, Thomas's phone rang just as he was leaving work. It was his sister. Thomas, you need to come home. Mama collapsed. She's in the hospital. His heart stopped. He took the first bus to his village, a 3-hour journey that felt like forever. When he arrived at the small rural clinic, his mother was in bed, weak but conscious. The doctor said she had fainted from exhaustion and stress. She needed rest, better food, and medicine they couldn't afford. His mother held his hand, her voice barely a whisper. Thomas, I don't have much time left. Please, my son, don't waste your life like I wasted mine. Find a way. Promise me. Thomas sat beside her bed long after she fell asleep. He looked at her wrinkled hands that had worked in fields for decades, just like he worked through the nights, both of them struggling, but going nowhere. Something inside him cracked, not with sadness, but with rage. Rage at his own helplessness. He stepped outside the clinic, into the pre-dawn darkness. It was 5 a.m. The village was still asleep, but a few farmers were already walking to their fields. Birds were beginning to sing. The air was cool and fresh, and in that moment, standing in the quiet dawn, Thomas made a decision. No more, he whispered. I won't live like this anymore. I don't care what it takes. I will find a way. On the bus ride back to town, he noticed something. Sitting across from him was a man in his 50s, well-dressed, reading a book, peaceful. Thomas recognized him. Mr. Chun, a successful businessman who owned several shops in town. What shocked Thomas was the time. 6 a.m. A successful man, traveling on a regular bus at dawn. Thomas gathered his courage. Excuse me, sir. Why are you on this early bus? Mr. Chun looked up and smiled. Because I wake at 4:30 every morning. I use this time to read, think, and plan my day before the world wakes up. But don't you need sleep? I sleep at 9 p.m. 7.5 hours. Enough. Mr. Chun studied Thomas's tired face. You work nights. Yes, security guard. In the dead of night, working his shift, Thomas felt something stir within him. A dangerous thing called hope. But how could he change his life? He worked until 6 a.m. and desperately needed sleep. An old mentor, Mr. Chun, gave him a radical idea. Then change your sleep. Sleep when you get home at 6:30. Wake up at 11:30. That's 5 hours. Enough to survive. Then live your real life when the world is awake. Mr. Chun handed him a card with a number. If you're serious about changing your life, call me. I'll show you what to do with those morning hours. But only if you're serious. It requires discipline most people don't have. That day, Thomas did something he'd never done. He called Mr. Chun. For the first time in years, he was awake during daylight on a weekday. They met at a small cafe. Mr. Chun looked at him with approval. You actually changed your sleep schedule. Good. Most people talk. You acted. He took out a notebook. Imagine your life is a house. Right now, it's dark, cold, and falling apart because you never work on the foundation. The hours, from 5 to 7 a.m. That's your foundation building time. While everyone else is asleep, you're constructing your future. He wrote down the numbers. 2 hours every morning. That's 14 hours a week. 60 hours a month. 730 hours a year. That's the equivalent of 91 full work days. In 1 year, you get 3 extra months that everyone else wastes sleeping. Thomas's eyes widened. 3 months. Here's what you do, Mr. Chun continued. This is the system. Hour 1, 5 to 6 a.m. Build skills. Learn something that will change your economic situation. Online courses. YouTube tutorials. You have no excuse. Hour 2, 6 to 7 a.m. Build body and mind. 30 minutes of exercise. Walk. Run. Stretch. Your body is your vehicle. The other 30 minutes, read, plan your day, or apply what you learned. Mr. Chun added 3 non-negotiable rules. Rule 1. No negotiation. You wake at 5 a.m. every single day, including weekends. Rule 2. Sleep by 9 p.m. You can't cheat sleep and succeed. Rule 3. The first week will be hell. Your body will hate you. Your mind will make excuses. Push through. After 21 days, it becomes normal. After 90 days, it becomes who you are. He looked at Thomas, seriously. I'm giving you 3 months. Show me what you've built. If you do the work, I'll help you find a better job. If you quit, don't bother calling me. Success goes to people who show up when it's hard. For the first time in years, Thomas felt a sense of purpose. I'll do it, he said. I won't quit. The next morning, his alarm screamed at 5 a.m. His entire body protested. His mind whispered, just 1 more hour. But he remembered his promise and threw off the blanket. The first week was agony. He dragged himself awake, his eyes burning as he watched free Excel tutorials on YouTube. At 6 a.m., he forced himself to walk. It was exhausting. It was lonely. But something changed around day 20. One morning, he woke up at 4:58 a.m., 2 minutes before his alarm. His body had adapted a felt reality. The Excel tutorials started making sense. He completed his first online certificate. His morning walks became something he looked forward to. By the end of month 2, Thomas had completed 3 online courses in accounting and Excel. He had lost weight. His mind felt sharper, and his confidence grew. People at work noticed. Thomas, you look different, healthier. What changed? He just smiled. I'm changing my life, 2 hours at a time. In the 3rd month, Thomas created a spreadsheet to organize the warehouse inventory. He showed it to his supervisor, who was impressed. Word. Spread. On day 87 of his 5 a.m. journey, His supervisor called him into the office. "Thomas, we're expanding our accounting department. We need someone who understands our warehouse operations and has basic bookkeeping skills. The job is yours if you want it. Day shift, double your current salary." Thomas stood there, speechless. 3 months ago, he was a hopeless night guard. Now, this. "When do I start?" he managed to ask. "Next Monday." Thomas's story shows us that true change isn't about grand gestures. It's about the small, consistent actions we take every single day when no one is watching. It's about building your foundation hour by hour before the world even wakes up. What could you build with an extra 2 hours a day? Think about it. Thanks for watching. Evanine Thomas called Mr. Chun. "Mr. Chun, I did it. 90 days. I never missed a single 5 o'clock a.m. wake up. And today, I got promoted." There was a pause. Then Mr. Chun's voice, proud and warm. "I knew you would. You had the look of someone ready to change. Now remember, don't stop waking at 5. That's not a strategy. That's your life now." "I won't stop. This is who I am now." 1 year later, Thomas had become the company's lead accountant. He had saved enough money to move his mother to town, get her proper medical care, and rent a decent 2-bedroom apartment. Every morning at 5 a.m., he still woke up, not because he had to, but because those 2 hours were sacred. That's when he learned new software, read business books, and planned his future. His coworkers would ask, "Thomas, why do you wake up so early?" "You've already succeeded." He would smile and say, "Success is not a destination. It's a daily practice, and mine begins at 5 a.m. My friend, Thomas's story is proof of something powerful. Your life can change. Not someday, not when circumstances improve. Right now, starting tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock a.m. Here's what most people don't understand. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is not talent. It's not luck. It's not even hard work. It's how you use the time when everyone else is sleeping. Between 5 o'clock a.m. and 7 o'clock a.m. The world is quiet. No notifications, no meetings, no distractions. Your willpower is at its peak. Your mind is fresh. This is when you do the work that changes your trajectory. Successful people know this. That's why CEOs, athletes, and leaders wake up early. Not because they're superhuman, but because they understand that winning the morning means winning the day. So, here's your challenge. The same challenge Mr. Chun gave Thomas. Step 1. Tonight, set your alarm for 5 a.m., not 5:15, not 5:30, exactly 5 o'clock a.m. And put your phone across the room so you have to stand up to turn it off. Step 2. Decide what you'll build in your first hour. A skill you need, a business idea, a certification course. Choose one thing, just one, and commit to it for 90 days. Step 3. Protect your 9 o'clock p.m. bedtime. You can't wake up early if you sleep late. Cut the Netflix, skip the endless scrolling. Sleep is not your enemy. Wasted evenings are. I promise you this. If you wake up at 5 o'clock a.m. every single day for 90 days and use those 2 hours intentionally, your life will not look the same. Maybe you won't become a millionaire. Maybe you won't get promoted immediately. But you will become someone different, stronger, more disciplined, more capable. And that person can achieve anything. Thomas had nothing. No degree, no connections, no money. Just a choice to wake up early and build. You have more than he had. You're watching this video, which means you have internet, education, and opportunity. The only question is, will you use it? Or will you hit snooze tomorrow and wonder 5 years from now why nothing